Welcome back. Josh Warren here with Infinite Financial, and you've made it to part two of our three-part series on branding, marketing, and recruiting in the life insurance space. In part one, we laid out the foundation for you, which is your personal brand. We talked about the content pillars. We talked about building trust, respect, and presence, not by selling insurance, but by becoming someone people want to follow and do business with. Now, in this video, we take that brand and we put it to work. We're talking marketing, specifically, number one, how to generate attention, two, how to build a warm pipeline, and three, how to create inbound opportunities without begging people for business. So let's dive on in. Marketing isn't about pitching products. It's definitely not about posting screenshots of commission statements, which I'm very upfront and honest about, or spamming carrier logos. Like, that just looks super corny and it just never works anyway. Real marketing is about storytelling and positioning yourself. It's how you educate, it's how you entertain, it's how you inspire people. So they voluntarily raise their hand and they say, tell me more. I want to learn more from this person. So the moment that you stop posting for likes, because that's what we've been conditioned to, right? Is to receive this feedback loop of this dopamine and this rush of we want to be liked. So the moment that you stop posting for likes and you start posting to build a brand and grow your business, your marketing is going to change. So you're going to see some change in your marketing. In the beginning, if you're used to marketing for likes and you're used to posting specific types of content, you might see a drop in the number of likes. It's just how it is. You're going to be in a rebuilding phase. So remember this: marketing is not about selling, it's about showing, it's about solving, and ultimately, it's about serving. There are three types of marketing content. Let's simplify your content strategy here so you actually have something to take away from this video to build on those three pillars in video number one. There are three categories of marketing content that you should be rotating through. Now, think of those pillars as the foundation, and think of this as the content that goes inside of those pillars. Number one will be educational content. You're going to teach people what you know. You'll simplify complex topics, and you're going to give away value without asking for anything in return. Here are a couple examples, and this is a really applicable examples that you could take and run with right now. And you can apply this to whatever type of life insurance that you're selling. 3 ways wealthy families pass on tax-free money. I could talk about what they do in terms of their taxes, mitigating their exposure to the markets, setting up trusts, things of that nature, LLCs, holding companies. Number 2, why the middle class stays stuck and how to escape it. Okay, I'm going to show how to audit yourself if you're in the middle class. This is why people stay stuck. This is why people are spending money they don't have on things and wasting opportunities because they don't even know where their money's going. Here's how to solve the problem. Or number 3, how to use life insurance like a private bank. I can show people how to get back the banking function whilst being in power and taking control of their money and not losing money to interest to the banks. This is going to position you as an expert without having to pitch a product. And this is a phenomenal position to be in. If you can master this, you're going to find yourself attracting individuals so much easier than having to pitch anyhow, because you're giving away knowledge for free that ultimately builds trust fast. Number 2 type of content would be story-based content. Now, this is a very important thing to be able to learn how to do. I urge you to be able to learn how to tell a story. I am working on it. Most of my stories are incredibly dense, detailed, and they take too dang long for me to tell them. So I'm getting a lot better at telling stories in a much more concise way and manner that's going to allow people to be drawn in, but it's not going to bore them because most people's attention span is about 30 seconds. You're going to tell stories, document your journey, highlight client wins. Here are a couple examples. This week, one of our clients used their policy to fund a real estate deal, and here's how. I can show them how we front-loaded a specifically tailored cash value life insurance policy to have early liquid access to the funds to fund their real estate ventures. Or number 2, I remember being flat broke, unsure about this industry. Here's what changed. Man, that's a really easy story that most people can resonate with. And to be honest with you, I'm sure when you've got in this industry, you were probably in a financial situation that really drove you to high ticket sales. So it's a story that a lot of people that can resonate with. Story-based content builds emotional connection. People can relate to stories and they remember them. Your commissions that you're posting screenshots on your story on Instagram is absolutely doing nothing to build a personal brand other than attracting people that are like, oh, I want to make money. They don't really know what the premiums mean and the numbers mean. It all just looks like something that is foreign to them. But something that is not foreign to them is a story that people can relate to about why you got into the life insurance space, why you got into financial services, why you're using these products and or services to solve X problem. People remember stories and they buy into the narrative. They're going to find much more resonance and connection into that, not just the numbers. Number three is going to be social proof. Obviously, this is where you show that it works, not just say that it does. Now, early on in the beginning, you're not going to have a ton of social proof of your own success, but you can show social proof of others, your client wins. Now, this is going to be screenshots of client results, before and after scenarios, testimonial clips, policy design breakdown posts, anything that provides social proof that's going to build your credibility. It's ultimately going to reinforce the belief that if it worked for them, maybe that it could work for me. But remember, show it with context and humility. Never posture yourself, never brag, but keep it client oriented, keep it client centered, or keep it agent centered or oriented. Highlight the individuals on your team that are doing well, uplift others, and ultimately by doing such, that's going to highlight you as an individual. Now let's talk calls to action, but not the ones that you're used to, because most CTAs are super cringy. Most agents go for the hard close. DM me to join. Let's get you licensed today. Apply to work with me. It's like a call out, like Uncle Sam call out to get people to join the army. Apply to work with me today. And while that can work, as it definitely does, it also repels a lot of great quality people. I think to myself, when I'm going to recruit and or attract somebody like myself, a high quality individual, what's going to attract the highest quality of individual? So just know that some of these tactics, it repels a lot of people, especially those who are just starting to observe you, a lot of your new followers. Instead, I want you to use indirect CTAs, so indirect call to actions. Here are some great examples. If you've ever thought about getting into the insurance industry, you're going to want to hear this. This isn't for everyone, but if you've ever wanted to build something of your own, I'll show you how I did it. You don't need a finance degree to do what I do. You just need to be coachable. These aren't salesy at all. And these are some things that everyone can resonate with. They're going to spark curiosity. And the goal is to not to convince people. We're not here to like drag people up the hill. The goal is to attract individuals. Let's go practical for a moment here. You don't need to be on every platform, but you need to be consistent on at least one or two of them because it can get overwhelming. I completely understand that. And you don't have to be across all the platforms because that's a full time job within itself. So here's how to think about each platform. And I'll be honest with you, even though I've been doing social media for over a decade, I'm not an expert in all of them. I've picked a few and I've ran with them. Number one is going to be Instagram. It's the toughest one right now, but it still offers a great opportunity. Think of your stories as your daily behind the scenes connection. That's going to be like your daily BTS that gives people an insider view of your day to days. It doesn't have to be polished. It can be really rough and authentic. Use your stories to really build the connection with your audience on more of a day to day interaction. Two is going to be reels. Yes, these are going to be a little bit more polished, but use the education, the storytelling, and the hooks in your reels. The reels ultimately are going to have a little bit of a broader reach. The idea is that you want, of course, hit your organic reach, but in the end, you're going to find that some people see your reels, especially if you're posting consistently. And then your feed. You want your feed to be your portfolio. Think of it like you're an artist, and this is what you're showing people to verify that you have some form of credibility. You know what you're doing. So this is going to show credibility. You want to show your lifestyle, and you want to utilize your feed to humanize your brand. TikTok. I blew up on TikTok. I haven't used it for a few years, but I definitely know the secret sauce. This is great for discovery. You have the greatest chance of going viral. You don't have to have any polishing on any of your videos. They actually don't do very well at all. Like highly polished or advertisement looking videos don't do very well on TikTok at all. So it's a great way for somebody to get started where you don't have the pressure of having your videos be these works of art or these professional videos that are put together. It's simple. They are short form videos that educate or inspire individuals, and you can use this platform to pump out a lot of content. Just show up, speak the truth, use it for organic reach and visibility. You might not have a ton of crossover, but you might be surprised with one or two of your videos that go more viral and have a greater reach that could actually draw in some eyes for your brand. Facebook. I feel like this is one of the most underused and undervalued platforms out there is Facebook, and I'm getting back on my Facebook grind. This is your existing network, typically people who are a little bit closer. Now, of course, I know a decade ago I was adding anybody and everybody that breathed air around me and that was suggested me, but ultimately this platform can give you a great connectivity to people that you know, friends, family, people who are a little bit closer from your past. This is where you can share longer captions, detailed stories. You can post your weekly wins here, testimonials, and client examples, but you really use this platform for warm market credibility. LinkedIn. Now, I'm definitely not an expert on LinkedIn. I've opened it many times, but I've never actually followed through. So, this is once again not my specialty, but I know a lot of individuals who have utilized LinkedIn to build a professional brand. And that's what it is. It's a professional platform. So, you got to keep it professional. You want to talk about the industry, transition stories from the corporate shift of working from a W 2 to a 1099 or a corporate to commission, whatever that looks like for you. That's what people are going to resonate with on this platform. It's going to be great for recruiting professionals. I'm 32, so there's a lot of professionals that have gone through work life experience that can resonate, that have gone through the corporate model, maybe tried high ticket sales or commission based only sales. They went back and forth between the two. So if you're a little bit older, LinkedIn was a great opportunity to be able to connect with people who are more on a professional level. Now you're going to utilize it for authority and career focused messaging. One of the biggest mistakes agents make with marketing is impatience. They post for like 3 days. They will get like 3 likes and then they'll disappear. They'll say, oh, this stuff doesn't work. But understand this, you're not posting for engagement only, you're posting for positioning. So that means you got to keep showing up when no one's clapping for you, keep teaching when no one's asking, keep sharing when no one's responding, because trust compounds and eventually you go from ignored to in demand. Marketing isn't magic, it's just consistency over time with a clear voice and a strong brand. And when you pair the right content with the right mindset, you stop chasing people and you start attracting, and your inbox starts to change. In the next video, we're going to dive deep into recruiting, how to actually grow your team using organic conversations, indirect outreach, and meaningful relationship building without burning your warm market or sounding like a robot. We'll see you in part 3.